welcome back to my Flosstube. I'm Sheree. I go by Little Lavender Stitch on Instagram and now on YouTube. This is Flosstube number 3. So this week, or should I say this fortnight, because it's been 2 weeks since I've been on here, I actually have done a lot of stitching, which is amazing for me. So I've been doing my challenge, so the Harry Potter book challenge. I've now put it into a book so I can see what I'm doing, and I've been doing really well on that. So that has spurred me on to get a lot of stitching done. So I've actually worked on 8 projects this fortnight, which has totaled to 6,659 stitches, which is huge for me because normally I don't even think I would normally do like 1,000 stitches a week. So for some reason I've been doing a lot. And yeah, I've also spent a bit too much this fortnight too, but I'll share that at the end. But let's get into my stitching first. So the first one that I worked on was Treasure Hunt Bookshelf. This is an Amy Stewart design and charted by Heaven and Earth. I completed 750 stitches. With all my projects, so everyone that I'm working on, apart from one that I'll show you later, I stitch on 25 count even weave easy grid, 1/1 full cross. So all my stitches are that as well. So this is Treasure Hunt Bookshelf, and that is my progress. So you would have seen a photo from the last fortnight, and this is my progress for this fortnight. So as I said, I got a total of 750 stitches on this one. And this one I was starting to do like, do per square, but I've gone back to my usual, pick a colour, stitch it out. So I actually did quite a lot, all this in that section there, which I was quite happy about. So that's 750 stitches on Treasure Hunt Bookshelf. All right, I'm just gonna throw them on the ground for now and I'll clean up my mess later. So the next one I worked on was World of Disney. Now this is one of my largest pieces. As you can see, there is so much fabric. I think it's just over 1 meter wide. That's how much fabric there is. So so this is World of Disney. It was charted by Ziana Cross Stitch on Etsy. I don't think she does the Disney ones anymore. She's gone from the Disney ones, but you can still get this pattern on Etsy. Other designers have done it as well. So World of Disney, I completed 751 stitches and I completed a page. So I shouldn't come out of camera. I had a little bit down here in this section to complete. So I completed all that and then I started up on the next page. So that was a total of 751 stitches, which is looking pretty good. And I've decided with this one, I'm going to keep going across until I get to halfway. And then I'm going to come back and I may do down, I don't know yet. But yeah, so this is, I think there's another 2 pages after this, which will then be halfway across the whole entire pattern. But yeah, it's looking good so far. And actually once you get into this, this actually goes pretty fast once you start stitching. So that's World of Disney. My next one, so as I said before, I stitch all mine on 25 count even weave, easy grid, except for this one that I did. So this one was my very first full coverage. So I didn't know about all the other stuff, as I said in my very first one. So this one is done on 18 count Ada, and it's 2/1 full cross. All my projects are full cross. I just can't get into my head to do 10 stitch. I don't know why, it just doesn't look right when I do it. So all of mine are full cross, but this one is on 18 count Ada. As I said, it's one of my oldest ones. It's not gridded. There's probably lots of mistakes in here, but it's looking really good. But I'm not going to unroll it all because it's actually, I finally got the tension right on this with a scroll frame. So this is called The Gift. It's a painting by a lady named Sandy Lear, an Australian artist, and it's an Australian war horse. So it's called The Gift. And that's where I'm up to. I got a total of 750 stitches done on this one. So again, I'm just doing it by color. This page is just basically all this cream, and I think there's like a bit of purple in it. It's just the way it was charted, I think. But this is all cream and stuff all in here. So it's all like 1 or 2 colors. It's not that much. So yeah, so you can't really see a lot, but that's 750 stitches, which is looking good. All right. Now, next one is Flowers, Fur and Feathers by Chiro McKetty, charted by Heaven Earth Designs. I can never get these names right, so sorry if I don't pronounce them right. So this one, as I told you last fortnight, this one was on a scroll frame, and I'm just in the process of changing all my projects, as many as I can, over to what are they called, nerd hoops. So this one I finally got off the scroll frame because it was huge and I was doing it sideways. So now I'm back to normal, and I'm not going to confuse myself. So I'm back to normal. I've put it into a nerd hoop, and on this one I got 746 stitches done. And I worked all this black up in here, and then there was all this black down here as well. Ignore the bottom ones, but yeah, so there's a little bit of different colors in there. I don't think you can really see it much, but there's some greens and browns in there, but a lot of dark colors on this one. So, but 750 stitches. I'm actually quite loving doing this challenge because I'm actually pulling out all my patterns, so I'm not leaving any of them behind. So every single one of them is basically getting stitches done on them all the time, which is great. Okay, next one, Amazing Animal Kingdom. Now, Amazing Animal Kingdom I have converted to my Sunday stitch, and because, as I said, it's my favorite piece. This is by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven Earth Designs, of course, and it's another big one. And I've just put it into the nerd hoop today, but there's just the materials everywhere, so don't mind me. I'm just going to fix up the material a little bit so it doesn't flop around everywhere. So yeah, so I've converted this to my Sunday stitch. This is going to be, because it's one of my favorites that I'm working on, this one is going to be my Sunday stitch every Sunday now, for however many stitches. I am still going to do it per the Harry Potter challenge that I'm doing, but I'll just keep going until I don't want to work on it anymore, or till Sunday finishes. So the last fortnight, so the last Sunday, I worked on this, and I actually got 1,251 stitches completed on this project, and it's looking amazing. So I've put it, as I said, I put it into a nerd hoop, which is going to help to work on it a bit better, and the tension's a lot better in nerd hoops, I'm finding. So I worked a lot of the brown in this tree and up here, and as you can see, the bird is starting to come out now, which is great. And apparently there's like, I think there's like a cheetah or something down in here as well, which is coming out. But transferring this to my Sunday stitch, I am getting so much more done on it, and I think I'm going to get another page finished pretty soon if I keep going the way I am. So, but yeah, it's looking so good. I love it. Okay. So the next one was Woodland Santa. So this is a mini by Donna Gelsinger, charted by Heaven Earth Designs. And this one, I'm still trying to fix up some of the mistakes I've done. And in the last time that I stitched on this, I did find quite a few more mistakes. But I'm still not going to redo it because I've done way too much. So, sitting at 764 stitches I completed. And I worked all in this blue here, which is starting to look great. It's actually, for a mini, it's got so much detail in it. Like, look at those tree lines and everything like that. So many people say that minis lose a lot of detail, but seriously, there is still so much detail in this, and I'm loving it. And look, you can't see the mistakes, can you? No, that's what I keep telling myself. I can't see the mistakes. But yeah. So I'm going to still keep going across here in 2 blocks to the end, because that's the very edge. So as you can see, it's only a very tiny piece. But yeah, I'm still going to keep continuing across in the 2 block method, or Royal Row method. I just don't park because I get too confused with parking. So yeah, I'll go across here and then come back and start filling the next 2 blocks in. But yeah, that's 764 stitches I completed on that one. And it's looking amazing. Just love all the detail. I can't wait till I get over here more, because this is the start. It's like, you'll see in the photo, Santa Claus has got like a big present sack on the back of him. And out of the top of the sack is the Christmas tree, which is coming up into here. See all the greens and stuff? So I can't wait till I get up into there. And apparently that is the top of Santa's head. So I can't wait to start getting more picture actually coming out into it, which is great. All right. So I said at the beginning that this week I've spent a bit of money, excuse me, but I've also been very spoiled. So last 2 weeks, my son, not last week, the week before, my son was still on winter school holidays here in Australia. So I took an extra couple of days off work and we went down to Sydney just to take him out for the day, have some fun. We went to like a time zone arcade sort of area and had a great day. Then my husband spoiled me and bought me a new iPad, which is amazing because I had a really old iPad and I use, everything that I have is Apple. So I use Markup RXP. And for those that use Markup RXP, if you have an old iPad, it's very slow. It'll freeze. It just does not like a small amount. So I only had like a 32 or 35 gig iPad. So my husband bought me the brand new iPad and now I have 256 gig. So on top of that, he also wanted me to buy a new pattern because he was feeling left out. Well, that's what I reckon anyway. So the dragon one is for my son. Mine, I love the Animal Kingdom. Well, they're all really mine anyway. So he wanted me to do, he loves eagles, like bald eagles. We watched the bald eagles in America on YouTube. So we were watching those and stuff. So, and he's got a big eagle tattoo on his shoulder. My husband does. So he wanted me to do an eagle cross stitch for him. So I found this one. I'll put up a picture. And I started it. Now, hopefully I've got this up the right way. So this is called Bald Eagle. It's like a very, looks like a painting, like watercolor painting sort of thing. So a lot of the colors I'm looking at going, oh, I don't know how this is going to go, but I'll just trust the process. It's came with 2 different patterns. One was a colored and one was a black and white. But when I put them into Markup RXP, they came out different. And it was really weird. So I started with the color, but I just couldn't work on a colored. I've never worked on a colored chart before. So I went back to the, switch to the black and white one, which is a lot easier. And I ended up doing 1,393 stitches on it. So again, this one is from, I'll have to insert it because I don't know where it's from. It's from Etsy, but I don't know, I can't remember the name of it. I should have written that down. Anyway, I'll put it down below. Bald Eagle, it's called, 1,393 stitches. And this is what I'm up to so far. So as I said, it's a lot of greys. Like I think I've done 3 different greys. And I'm doing my usual, picking a colour, stitching it all out. Picking the next colour, stitch it all out. So this is page 1. So not much to see, but yeah, you'll get the idea when you have a look at the picture. So needless to say, he was very happy that I've started this one for him. And it's not very big, so hopefully I can get a bit more done on that one for him. Okay, they're all falling over, but anyway. All right, the next one. So my last one that I've worked on, which I haven't finished all my stitches, but I'll show you guys anyway. So this one is Polar Express from Etsy. It's actually called Winter's Journey on Etsy, not Polar Express. I just call it Polar Express because that's what it reminds me of, and that's why I bought it. So I've only done 254 stitches on this one so far. And again, it's just all 939s and a few other little colors here every now and then, because I filled in, there was little holes here, so I filled in those different colors, but most of it's 939. That's all it is. So not much to show on that, but it's getting there. So yeah, so that's really all my stitching. As I said, I'm trying to convert all my projects over to nerd tubes. So I just bought another 4, I think. So I got 6 in total. I didn't convert the big Disney one over just yet because it's so much material. I don't know how I'm gonna fold it. Anyone's got any suggestions, let me know. Because yeah, it's very bulky. I'm having trouble with the animal one, let alone the meter length size one. But I am definitely liking them in my Q-snap. Not Q-snap, in my Lowry stand a lot better than the Q-snaps. They are holding tighter, and they're not, the tension's staying there as well, which is great. So definitely loving the nerd tubes. In another month or so, I might buy some more just so I can convert all my patterns over to nerd tubes and get rid of the Q-snaps. Because I think I've snapped about 3 of them or 4 of them. So other than that, I am going to this afternoon get the Haunted Castle pattern that I bought and I showed you guys last week. I'm going to get that organised. I've got to get the material. And I'm also going to have a look at all my excess floss. Anyone got any suggestions on how to organise all your excess floss? I did see, I think it was Ebony. She has them in little bags, which is a great idea, which I think I might do. But I've got so much excess floss because I've converted it to I work from a master set of DMC and I only ever use DMC. So I've got a lot of excess floss left over, so I might come up with a solution of how to store all that. So if anyone's got any ideas, comment below, let me know. But yeah, apart from that, that's about it. Our little kitten is going really, really well. She is totally settled in. She's becoming a lap cat. The minute I sit down to try and do some stitching, she's jumping straight on my lap. She's trying to pull the thread every time I stitch, which can be annoying, but she is a kitten. It's the things that she does. So she likes to actually sit on top of my stitching as well. So that makes it a bit difficult to when I stitch, but she's doing really well. She's got to go to the vet this week. We think she's got a little bit of a cat flu. So she's got a bit of a runny nose and a really watery, like a really gunky eye. So she's got to go to the vet this week. And yeah, that's about it. I am off to do some more stitching and get things organised, upload this video, and I think that's about all for this fortnight. Anyway, enjoy, have a great fortnight. I will get into my stitching, and thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. It's really blown me away, but thank you. I will see you again in a fortnight's time. Bye.